on to Paul. And what I like about the text is it does not suggest that anybody prayed or praised, but the text says that the angel just showed up out of nowhere. Am I preaching to anybody that's ever been to a place where you didn't feel like praising? You had nothing to say in prayer, but the Lord showed up anyway. Grab your neighbor by the hand and say, "Oh, neighbor, I'm still here tonight because God showed up on my behalf." If your neighbor won't talk to you, find somebody else and say, "Oh, neighbor, the only reason I'm here is because God showed up on my behalf." Squeeze your neighbor by the hand. Y'all hard-headed. I said, and say, "Oh, neighbor, I'm still here, and it's by God's grace." The Bible said that the angel showed up. You ought to prophesy to your neighbor and say, "Neighbor, I don't know how long you've been in a storm, but tell them I got a feeling that God's about to show up on your behalf." The Bible said the angel tells him, he said, "Paul, don't you worry, because this storm will not end in the loss of life." He tells you, you won't have the ship, but you will keep your life. He told Paul that night that the ship won't survive, but the Bible declares that while the storm was raging, the ship started breaking and it broke into pieces, but Paul didn't give up. He just started holding on to what he still had. The ship was in pieces, but Paul was holding on. I need you to grab somebody and say, "Neighbor, my ship is broken, but I'm still holding on. My health is broken, but I'm still holding on. My mind is broken, but I'm still..." Tell your neighbor, "I'm still holding on." Grab somebody and say, "Neighbor, I'm still holding on." You ought to tell somebody, "I don't have much, but I'm holding on. I don't have much, but I still believe." Tell somebody, "It may not be much, but it's still keeping me afloat. It ain't a whole ship, but I'm still surviving." Lean on your neighbor and say, "Neighbor, I'm still here." I gotta leave you. But the Bible declares that they floated on the Mediterranean Sea until they made it to the Isle of Melita. And what y'all got to know is that when you look on the manifest, the island of Melita was not where they were going. They were on their way to Rome. But the Isle of Melita, it wasn't on the manifest, but it was on the master's desk. You ought to shake somebody and say, "Neighbor, I don't know where I'm going to end up, but where he leads me, I'm going to follow. Where he leads me, I'm going to follow." I got a question for you. What do you do when you end up somewhere that was not in your prayer? You got to look at somebody and say tonight, come on, tell them, "Neighbor, I don't know how I got here. I don't know why I'm here, but it must be the Lord's doing, and it's marvelous in my eyes." You gotta know that God He'll use a storm to get you over. He'll use a storm to get you through. He'll use a storm to promote you. He'll use a storm to deliver you. You ought to shake somebody and say, "Neighbor, to hold you up when your family will leave you for dead. He knows how to send your enemy. I heard David say, he'll make your enemy be your footstool, and anything that's under my foot got to lift me up. Shake your neighbor. Y'all ain't shaking nobody. I said shake your neighbor and say, neighbor, even though they are crazy, they're gonna carry you to your purpose. Wait a minute. I said wait a minute. You got to understand that when Paul got off the boat, it was Paul and 275, and the Bible declares that it was dark, it was cold, and it was raining. And the Bible says that Paul started building a fire. I'ma see who in the room finds a problem with what I just said. I said it was dark, it was cold, it was raining, and Paul started building a fire. I got a problem because I can see building a fire in the dark. I can see building a fire when it's cold, but you ain't never seen nobody build a fire while it's raining, because the rain has the power to put out the fire building. But the Bible said that the men came to help Paul build a fire in the rain. Grab a neighbor, grab him by the hand and say, neighbor, I'm here to help you build. I don't care how long it rains. I'm gonna help you build your fire. I'm gonna help you build your business. Get out of your seat, walk around this room, grab somebody and say, neighbor, it's raining, but I came to help you build. It's storming, but I came to help you grow. It's a storm out, but show your neighbor and say, neighbor, keep on building, keep on preaching, keep on serving, keep on going, because greater y'all ain't talking to nobody. I said shake your neighbor and say, neighbor, it may be raining, keep on praying, it may be storming, keep on building, because payday, somebody shout payday, it's on the way. We've been I gotta go. The Bible declares, the Bible says that while Paul was building a fire, all of a sudden a serpent shows up on the island. Brother preachers, I need your help, because nowhere else in this story have we seen a snake until somebody started building. If you want to see a snake in your church, start building. If you want to see a snake in your family, start building. If you want to see a snake on your job, start building. Shake your neighbor and say, neighbor, despite the snakes, keep building. Despite the snakes, keep believing, because greater. I gotta leave you. The Bible declares, and I promise you I'm done. The Bible says that Paul was helping them to build. Dr. Prince, something disturbed me because Paul wasn't building the fire. The barbarians were building the fire, and Paul was helping them build the fire. But it is strange, Bishop, that Paul was helping, but he was the only one that got bit. Sometimes you get bit trying to help. Sometimes you get hurt just trying to help. Shake your neighbor and say, neighbor, I'm not here to take nobody's position. I'm just here to help. I'm not here to sit in nobody's assigned seat. I'm just here to help. Shake your neighbor and say, neighbor, no reason to fear me. I'm just here to help. Get out of your seat. Go tell somebody, I'm just here to help. I'm not fighting against you. I'm just here to help. I don't want your seat. I'm just here to help because I gotta go. I gotta go. The Bible says the one who was helping was the one who got hurt. But the text says that the serpent did something that snakes don't normally do, because serpents latch on and they hold on until you die. But the text says that when the serpent latched on the Paul, he shook it off, and the serpent had to let him go. I came tonight to tell somebody, shake it off. You don't have to live in depression. Shake it off. You don't have to live with affliction. Shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Get out of your seat. Go tell somebody, shake it off. You're gonna live and not die. What the devil meant for evil, God turned it around. God turned it around. God turned it around. I need 100 people to turn around in your seat and say, neighbor, he turned it, he worked it, he fixed it. Won't he do it? Won't he work it? Can he do it? Yeah. Tell somebody, no. Shake it off. Shake it off. Shake off the divorce. Shake off repossession. Shake off the cancer. Shake off the rejection. Shake it. I gotta leave. I gotta leave you. But before I leave, I just want to tell you, the Bible says that while Paul survived the snake bite, there was a man on the island named Publius. Publius was the governor of the island, and his daddy got sick unto death. And the Bible says they called for Paul with that wounded hand. And when Paul got to Publius, he laid that wounded hand on a sick man. Shake your neighbor and say, neighbor, there is healing in wounded hands. There is breakthrough in wounded hands. You had to survive the bite so you can lay hands on the sick. Tell your neighbor it was poison, but it was pointless because a shipwreck, a snake bite, but it was pointless because when the hand of God is on your life, no weapon formed against me shall. Start shouting. Break loose in here. Don't pay them no attention. Get out of your seat. Walk this room. Go tell somebody. I survived it. I endured it. I overcame it because God. Go tell somebody it was poison, but it was pointless. It was poison, but it didn't work. You ought to shout if you're grateful. You ought to run if you're grateful. You ought to sing if you're grateful. Get out of your seat. Get in the aisle and give God some glory. You ought to testify. I don't know how I made it, but I made it. Preacher, shake it off and keep on preaching. Shake it off. Keep on praying. Shake it off. Keep on serving because payday is coming. Do you believe it? Shout it out. Some of y'all ain't had a breakthrough all